Although I definitely think that the Adventures of Mary Kate and Ashley episodes are not as good as the You're Invited to series, even though they're kind of similar. You have a narrative, a running theme, and then a couple of songs. The Adventures of are definitely more educational. And The Case of the Volcano Mystery, which was released in 1997, directed by Michael Kruzan, is a very good example of this because while there is a mystery and they go and try to solve the mystery and they meet these farmers, and while they're there, they begin to learn all about volcanoes and volcanic ash and eruptions and dormant volcanoes. And it's pretty in your face educational with, video clips of erupting volcanoes and a lot of really useful information. Not every Adventures of is as educational, but if you're a young child not overly familiar with volcanoes, I think it's going to be a pretty decent introduction. And it doesn't use too many complicated scientific terms. I think it's pretty easy to understand if you're new to volcanoes and you're maybe studying it at school and you watch this as a supplement. In terms of the episode itself, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I have some of the others. Now, I've said before that I feel like The Adventures of was a precursor to the You're Invited to series, where they were testing the waters with how to combine narratives with cheesy songs, and they don't always get it quite right with The Adventures of. This one is one of the ones where I feel like the songs weren't that interesting. The supporting characters, the farmers, they were fine. There was nothing wrong with them, but I didn't think they were particularly well developed or overly interesting. But it's fine. Mary Kate and Ashley are absolutely adorable in this. The narrative itself, where it's very, very, very standard. They go on their bikes, they travel several thousand miles away in 15 minutes, and then they solve the problem over the case of 20 minutes or so. If you're a fan of the Adventures of series, obviously give it a watch. But for me, in terms of the how memorable, that's not a word, Amy, how memorable the songs were, or how much I remember certain lines or funny quotes, I feel like it's not as gripping as some of the other ones. But if you're a fan of Mary Kate and Ashley, definitely give it a watch. You'll enjoy how cute and adorable they are. They would have been about 10 when this was filmed, maybe 11. It's fine. It's not my favourite in the series, but certainly one of the most educational and worth watching. Not the best, probably not the worst.